Hi there, English 10. Hope you're having a super week. Just want to point out a few things in our announcements. This is last week's announcement, week 6, but I wanted to show you a few things in it. If you are playing this video, you've already found the click here for video. If you haven't yet tried looking at our calendar for the week, try it. We also always put something fun in the corner of that. We've had some trouble last week with Collaborate. We're really hoping this week's going to be a little bit of a stronger start. Monday at 11 is reading workshop. Wednesday at 11 is writing workshop. And Thursday at 11:30 is a weekly workout, which is a review of usually concepts that were tough for us or maybe something to prepare you for the OGT. Do complete everything in the week content folder as well as the weekly discussion board. And if you need any resets, let us know that through Message Center. Another reminder is that we have our paycheck every week. That program includes you emailing us, that's your communication, you completing your work by Friday at 3:30. And that just means the current week that we're on. It means you doing some independent learning, whether that's an extra discussion board or maybe something in Study Island, or maybe tell us about something you've read or wrote. And then our last part is participation in community, which again might be another discussion board separate from the one you're counting as your independent learning, or coming to our live session, or even watching the recordings. So that's what we've got to do our paycheck. You report that through Message Center. What's going on this week? That's what you want to know. I'm going to take you into the secret closed files. In writing workshop this week, we've got a lot of work to do, but take heart, reading workshop is not nearly as heavy this week. So, a little heavy on writing. We're going to be talking about the writing process this week. And the writing process means just what it sounds like. It means what you do to get ready to write and to write effectively. A lot of writing takes place in the preparation phases, and a lot of us just like to jump in and we say we don't pre-write, but guess what? Just jumping in is part of the pre-writing process, because the writing process is sort of messy. It's not one of those little step, little step, little step. It's sort of start this step, come back and forth, right? I mean, you don't just cleanly get done with editing and never edit anything again. And a lot of times you edit while you write because you use those great Word document tools like grammar check and spell check, which you should. But basically what we want to do right with this page is talk about how we can strategize to use our time more effectively. Believe it or not, when writing teachers teach about preparing for writing, we're not trying to add more work. We're trying to make your whole writing process run smoother and actually be more time efficient. There is a nice little document here that reviews some ideas. I recommend looking at anytime there's a link in our classroom, it's good for you, okay? It's good stuff. Sometimes it's a video, sometimes it's a doc, but it's good stuff. So don't skim by that stuff. Okay, we're going to look at some vocabulary terms that are related to writing, and remember that each of these has something to click on and something to do and read about. And this is the basic writing process: pre-writing, drafting, revising, editing. The difference between revision and editing is big changes and minor changes. Okay, an essay is never finished, it is only due. I love that little quote because it's so true. Sometimes we just turn it in because we finally have to, and it never feels quite done. You ever feel that way? So that's part of every writer's dilemma. Okay, moving on to specifically the writing that we're going to be doing this week is an explanatory essay. Don't freak out at the word essay. It's just a paper, and it's ideas that you've already started developing through the other exercises last week about the brainstorming worksheet. Okay, that's why we called it a brainstorming worksheet. We're going to really try to pay attention to organizing and making sure that our purpose of explaining comes through. So remember that an explanatory essay, sometimes called an expository essay, explains ideas, concepts, and information. You're not talking anyone into it, you're not giving them instructions, you're not telling a story, although you may tell stories to explain, and that's okay. But your primary purpose is explaining. We're going to talk about brainstorming. We kind of did that last week when you took the Black Like Me and Abigail Adams letters and you made that chart. That was some of your brainstorming. We're going to outline ideas. Sometimes we do like the Roman numeral thing, but sometimes we just make lists. And we're going to write a good thesis statement. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, but it can't be overstated, that you need to have a strong thesis statement. So this is giving you an outline of what that thesis will look like. You can use a similar format, and make sure that you watch the video about thesis statements, okay? Looking onward here, this is another video that is going to talk about how to write each part of your paragraph and each part of your essay. The first time we wrote for this class, we kind of did just a paragraph, and now we're going to really talk more about structuring a longer essay, and we're going to talk about what goes into the introduction, what goes into the body, and what goes into the conclusion. And it's important that you watch each one of these videos and take your time through this so that you can grasp all of it. It's very important. And then there's some good review to see how much you learned. Here's some ideas of ways to make signals to your audience, and this is more of a revision step, but we want to show you here so that you have kind of a concept as you write to start including some of those. I challenge you to have at least one transition phrase in each paragraph. Tone is the way we talk to people. It's the tone of voice. It's how we sound. And again, this is an explaining tone, not a demanding or persuasive tone. So we want to be aware of that and make sure we come off the way we mean to. You've all had a text message before that doesn't get perceived the way you meant it. That's about tone. Your style is going to be an academic style, and style means kind of like how people are going to hear you as you write. And here's some items that make up style. Okay, you're probably wondering, what on earth are we going to write about? Well, we broke down our topic last time together. I'm going to break it down real quickly with you here right now. We're going to be writing an explanatory or informative essay comparing the boundaries experienced by John Howard Griffin in Black Like Me and Abigail Adams in the Adams Letters. You can refer to your brainstorming. In fact, don't just you can, but you should refer to your brainstorming assignments for examples and quotes. And we've got a checklist here and a rubric so you know what you're doing. If you look over here, we have an introduction and conclusion worksheet that we want you to start with, or an outline rather. Then there is a quiz over body paragraphs, and finally we're going to copy and paste the intro and the conclusion, put it into a final assignment, and that's going to be our third assignment for the week. These are our only 3 assignments. Remember I said writing was heavier this week than reading, so don't freak out on us, okay? This is where all the assignments are, but don't skip over these 2 pages. Once you get down to reading workshop, it's easy peasy, but I want to show you something. We have 2 really cool lessons that are going to be kind of previewing for you what we're going to be talking about next week. But do you see how fast that just loaded for me? Earlier today when I tried to load it, it took a while. So be patient with it. Sometimes it takes a while. There is a video that you can listen to. There are challenge questions, and there are fill in the blanks. These are just exercises that are practice for you, and you don't turn these in. But vocabulary, if you haven't experienced it before, is way fun. So I'm going to leave you on this note with vocabulary, and hopefully you'll get in there and take care of that this week. Don't forget to do your discussion boards, and please have lots of fun learning and show up to our live sessions, okay? Have a good one.